This is Truth Frequency Radio.
No hate, no hype, no fear. Real people, real radio.
Welcome. We are broadcasting live from the mothership. You are tuned in and listening to Starseed Energy Radio with your host, Jonah Bolt. Starseed Energy Radio, where you can always tune in to hear the colors and see the music. Starseed Energy Radio goes live in 3, 2, 1.
Alright, what's up, Spaceship Earth? Thanks for tuning in. You are now receiving a live transmission from Starseed Radio, where you can always tune in to hear the colors and see the music. I'm your host, Jonah Bolt, the Octorian Starseed, and today is Wednesday, December 30th, 2015. We have one more day to go in this new year. We are broadcasting live from Boca Raton, Florida, and we are going to be jumping on a flight tonight to Panama City, Panama, where we're going to spend New Year's in Panama City watching the beach ball drop. That's right, in Panama City, Panama, because it's not cold, they have a beach ball that drops. Can't wait to see that. I'm going to be joined by a very special woman in my life and also my good friend, Mr. Kevin Dunnigan. So we're going to have a blast. So happy holidays to everybody out there. Have a happy new year. I won't be back on the air till next week after the holiday weekend. And then next week we do have our Synergy Oneness of the Elements final webinar coming up on the Ether. We have some amazing panelists that are going to be joining us as well, so definitely tune into that. Check out synergyoneness.com. All right, we're going to get the show started here. We're doing our Wednesday daily segment with a very special star brother, Neil. But before we jump into that, I want to give a shout out to starseedradio.com for the latest news and updates. We're going to be revamping Starseed Radio after the New Year. We got a new format taking place. I've been waiting to do this since I started the show 5 years ago. So this is going to be very exciting with our new format. We're going to change it up a little bit, change some guests up. And we're going to be starting our new Sunday night Starseed download, which we'll give you some more information on after the new year. Stay tuned to that. Check out starseedradio.com. There'll be more information up there. I always post up the articles and different stuff we talk about on the show on the Twitter feed, which is on the website. Or you can follow me on Instagram, on Twitter, on Facebook. I'm always posting up articles, as well as Ryan, too. We have bellweatherpost.com Twitter feed on there, which is also posting up articles 24/7. And with that, also please check out Starseed Technologies. Starseed Technologies has the latest in sustainable practices from water, power, energy, all different types. So check out starseedtechnologies.com. Also, if you want some free energy information, I know you do, contact us. There's a form on the left. Fill it out, and I'll send you about 15 PDF files of free energy and stuff. And also, if you haven't got a free piece of Elite Shungite, give us a call or also fill out the form. You can call toll-free 888-400-2328. Call us anytime, 24/7. Leave a message if someone doesn't pick up, and we'll get back to you as soon as we can. We've had a very busy last 6 months. We've been inundated. I'm sorry I haven't got back to everyone's emails as quickly as I'd like to, but literally after we did a show a couple months ago on the Net Zero, we got over 200 inquiries, and each one of those inquiries has taken some time to respond to talk to over the phone, and we're just still now catching up. So if you have contacted us about some new technologies and you get an email back that we'll be in touch with you soon, give us some time. We've been inundated, so we're just now catching up. And with that, the last website is starseedgold.com. This is a new, amazing saving for gold and exchange system. I'm involved myself, family, friends. I've brought on over 40 people already. This is a really, really cool type of system that you could turn your money into gold. I have my new credit card here. It's a MasterCard debit card. Works just like a regular card. I can even pull out cash from an ATM. But my entire bank account and my business account are backed by gold. So if you want more information on that, you can contact me directly or go to starseedgold.com. My information's on there. Fill out for a free gold account. You can just save gold, and that's it. Stack some gold once a week or once a month, however you want. $10,000 worth. Buy the gold now. Gold worldwide is being dried up. The Russian and governments of China have been buying up large amounts of gold the last few years. They just launched BRICS. So pay attention to this stuff. The fiat dollar is going down. With that, we're going to get our show started with our daily quote. The loneliest people are the kindest. The saddest people smile the brightest. The most damaged people are the wisest. All because they do not wish to see anyone else suffer the way they do. So true, so true. That quote is by Anonymous. Not anon the group, but an anonymous person. All right. With that, we're going to welcome Neil to the show with his Portal to Ascension segment. It has been a blessing and amazing addition to Starseed Radio, having Neil on once a week on Wednesdays to speak some spoken word of truth and light, and also get a download that he does so amazingly with his spoken word. So with that, Neil is joining us live from Mount Shasta above the city of Telos with our Star family. Neil, Star brother, welcome to the show. How are you?
Hey, brother, I'm great. How are you?
Doing awesome. Happy holidays, Merry Christmas, Happy New Year's, Happy Kwanzaa, Merry Hanukkah, and everything else. I hope you have an amazing time. How is it in Mount Shasta?
Oh, man, it's so beautiful. We got here last night in the middle of a snowstorm. We're going 10 miles per hour on the freeway because it was like literally so much snow we couldn't even see 100 feet in front of us. But right now I'm sitting in my car because it's really cold. I have the heater on blast, and I'm just looking at the mountain completely covered in snow.
The heater's on blast. Well, I'm down here in Boca Raton, and it's nice and sunny, so hope you get some warm sunshine from us down here to you. And I've always wanted to go to Mount Shasta, and I definitely will go there one day, so I look forward to being there. And I'm glad you're holding space there for the rest of us that could not be there. So very, very excited for you. And also, Neil, before we get started, a little just download on your spoken word and Portal to Ascension, what you guys do. It's an amazing network online that we've been doing webinars with. You've been doing webinars for a while. You have the whole 2016 almost filled up already. Amazing things happening. So if you would, a little background, Portal to Ascension, what is it, spoken word, and go right into your segment.
All right, cool. So Portal to Ascension, we're an online platform for all things consciousness related, all things about awakening, self-empowerment, disclosure of the truth, things that have been hidden, technologies, basically full circle awareness of all things spiritual. And what we're doing is we're creating an online platform and a hub for all these presenters worldwide to tune into and to create these online events so we can connect the dots worldwide with thousands of people. Rather than doing a localized event in a certain area and only promoting that area, now we're creating whole conferences online. We have workshops weekly. We have once a month. We have all-day conferences. We have intensives that are coming out. We're going to have full-day intensives with just one presenter that's going to basically like an intensive workshop that will be choosing niche topics in order to really explore. So, and that's another thing. We're really into fine-tuning and going deep within these topics to really see what we can learn from certain things. And the Synergy series that we've been doing together, Jonah Bolt, Portal to Ascension, Starseed International, what we've been doing together is creating these events niche per element. We started with, what was it? I think the fire element was the first one.
Fire, that's right, energy.
Now we're moving, so we're doing all the elements, and the fire element was all about free energy because that was one niche. Now we're moving into ether, and it's perfect timing. It's way synchronistic that we're doing ether right now because next year we're going hardcore with disclosure on ET awareness, Starseed awareness. So the ether element is kind of like a segue into what we're really going to be creating next year, which is taking us into the cosmos. But that's only one aspect of it. We're creating individual universities. We're having a university for money-free society, a university for sacred sexuality, a university for extraterrestrial awareness, a university for advanced technologies coming out. So I highly recommend checking out our website, joining our mailing list, becoming part of the movement. We're just picking up momentum. We're going onto an exponential level right now, just getting all the grassroots light workers together so that we can really make this shift in consciousness. And 2016 is our year. Like, I feel it. There's so many synchronicities happening right now that my mind is being blown. Like, the synchronicity of me being in Mount Shasta and coming down here. And what I was listening to on the radio was talking about the Lemurians in Mount Shasta energy here. So I just know that I'm in the right place at the right time, and the universe is telling me that we're doing the right thing right now, and this awareness that we're spreading is definitely needed.
Holy shit, Neil just came to me. What if we did a starseed disclosure?
Ah, that's awesome.
Starseed disclosure. Then people go ahead, they Google starseed, what's a starseed, and that sets them on the journey. Disclosure, everybody knows. That might be something to think about. Anyway, sorry to interrupt. Go ahead with your segment.
So, the spoken word piece today, I am actually going to be doing, I'll do the spoken word piece, and then, Jonah, I'll do the word afterwards so we can talk about the word.
Awesome,
Cool?
sounds good. You got it.
So, this one has no name. I don't think I ever titled it, so I'm just going to go right into it. Well, let's all just take a moment here and just breathe in through our nose, out of our mouth. And I'm connecting to the Lemurian energy right now of Mount Shasta. Meditate and levitate. Waves of frequencies resonate higher. I'm connected to the provider. Source of cosmic energy. We're going to be one single entity. Expansion remedied. Oneness must breathe. Exhale and let free. Consciousness to be. Experiences of you and me. Souls of interdimensional beings to feel, hear, and see the third-dimensional planetary existence. All time can be found in one instance. In this realm of linearity, atoms in anarchy, quantum polarity, the epitome of creation, facing our egos, acquiring patience, waiting to let go of our nations, and join the federation of souls that will take us to the fifth world.
Woo! Beautiful, nice, awesome, Star Brother. Thank you so much for that. You're unbelievable every week, Wednesday, and just so people know, I have Neil slow it down each week so people can really hear it. But slam jam poetry is a very unique style. It requires you to think and process words very quickly, so it's quite a unique expertise to say the least. So thank you, Neil, with that. And go ahead and let's talk about that a little bit.
Yeah. So, well, that one is all about basically meditating and realizing that you're part of it all. And in order to do that, you do different modalities and tools to raise your vibration. And then ultimately, when you get to that level, the end thing is the fifth world. The fifth world is the fifth dimension. So we empower ourselves, we meditate, we levitate, we raise our consciousness, and then we shift the frequency of the planet to the fifth world, which a lot of Native Americans speak about, and even the Hopi talk about the fifth world. So all throughout antiquity, there's this talk about fourth density, fifth world, and all that is a specific frequency vibration. We currently exist in the frequency just below it. So what happens when the majority of the people on the planet are all meditating at that level of vibration is that we will manifest that reality in front of us, and we'll be there too.
That's right. Absolutely. Now, when you talk about some of the things coming up, Neil, let's go into a little bit about what people can expect to come up in 2016. We're going into the new year. We have New Year's in just less than 48 hours away. 2015 has been quite a year, to say the least. And now we're 2016. We have the presidential elections coming up. There's going to be lots of stuff happening this year. Give us a download. What do you guys have planned at Portal to Ascension? What do you see happening? What's the chatter been in the New Age community? What do you think is going to be unfolding, possibly?
So I've been doing some research, not only just like tapping into the esoteric community and meditating on it and being intuitive about the information that comes forth, but I researched what's happening on the mass level. And it looks like that one thing I want to speak about when we talk about the Lemurians right now is that it looks like there's all the alternative archaeologists that have kind of been shunned in the scientific community have now formed their own coalition of people that have become their own lobbying group, basically, that are now disclosing the true history of humankind. And so I think 2016 is going to be disclosure of extraterrestrial awareness, and it's going to be definitely, one thing I know for sure, because I see it happening on the mainstream level, is that it's going to be a disclosure of a true ancient history, ancient Atlantis, ancient Lemuria, what we did to the planet, how there were advanced civilizations before, and how we weren't primitive and evolved to this, but we were very advanced, but through a catastrophic comet that hit the planet, we went back to basically a primitive state, and we're basically relearning it. But what's really important about that is that we're relearning it, but we're also making the same mistakes. So once we figure out what our ancient history is and what mistakes we made, then we can hopefully make better choices.
Absolutely. I think that that's definitely a focal point for people to really get out there is disclosure. It's going to be a huge thing for humanity. It's going to be a huge disruptance for humanity. Let's get real. Disclosure challenges religion, organized religion, which is the number one dominator right now on the planet. So, with disclosure may not come the easiest roller coaster, and people want disclosure. Disclosure may erupt all the Muslims in the world to go crazy and attack Western civilization because we don't know, and China may go nuts because they don't want disclosure because it, will mess with their imports and exports. Who knows? There's so many underlying things in there that people really don't take into consideration. Everyone's like, oh yeah, disclosure, I want disclosure. Well, what does that really mean? Because that's going to challenge worldwide religions. It's going to challenge authority. It's going to challenge a lot. It's going to challenge the whole system we have right now. So, that being said, people really need to think, how are we going to roll this out? How are we going to do disclosure and challenge religions? What's the backup plan? Does the New Age and spiritual community have a backup plan? Or they just want the presidents of the world to scream, aliens and ETs are here and they're real, and the world goes completely nuts because they're not ready psychologically and consciously to handle that download that you are the god and goddess. Buddha does not run this planet. Jesus does not run this planet. You, the individual, run this planet. And that's a big wake-up call. So we have to be careful, when we talk about disclosure, Neil, do people, are they ready for it? Do they have plan B? It's like, those are the type of things that I think me and you and many others are working on to work out, because that is a big factor in what we're all doing. I want disclosure too. How's that going to affect us?
That's an awesome point. Like, I think of that all the time too. That organized religion, right? What is organized religion? To me, organized religion is people giving the power to something else and not taking personal responsibility. That's what it's become. So, what I feel is going to happen when we realize that there's extraterrestrials out there, but even more hardcore when we realize a lot of our religious texts come from these extraterrestrials. Maybe some people will deify them, but I think a lot of constructs that we have, a lot of separation can also melt away. So it's kind of a twofold. And that's why the light workers are called the way showers. Because once shift hits the fan, a lot of people are going to be running around like chickens with their head cut off because they're tripping out. Like, their bank account isn't what they thought it was. Their job isn't what they thought it was. That they have to take responsibility for themselves. So it's really the responsibility of people who already know to kind of show the way to these people and to usher them into the spiritual aspect of it all. So I also feel that there will be some turbulence, and I'm not too sure what will happen. It might be really chaotic, but the thing is that if we don't disclose, the control, the manipulation will get worse. So I think not disclosing this information because we're fearful that people might not react in a good way is not right, because the government is disclosing right now in their own context anyway. They want to let us know. They're telling us all these little things about Mars, about how they found water and how they found bacteria, and it's slowly but surely leading to something. And as Stephen Greer says, that we need to do it ourselves because they already have an agenda of how they're going to do it. And if they do it, it's going to be all about being fearful and uniting the world from an external threat. And we don't want them to be united against external threats because there is no external threat once we raise our vibration. So disclosure isn't just like, hey, you can use this and here's all the information. Disclosure is coupled with self-empowerment, self-love, personal responsibility. So that's what we're really spearheading with this information right now.
Absolutely. Thank you for that breakdown explanation. You're absolutely right. It's self-empowerment that I wish to bring across the airwaves with this. Not that I can help you empower yourself, but I could at least lead by example and give you my opinion on ways I think that you can empower yourself. And that's what this whole show is about. And that's what you do, Neil. I was empowered by the truth that has been hidden from all of us for a very long time about who we are, where we came from, what we're doing here. And when I was empowered with that information, I became empowered myself. And I told the establishment and the government and everything else that's been lying to all of us, go screw yourself. I want to know the truth. Enough of this BS. I never liked school because I knew it was BS. Stop programming us with BS. And I want to know the real solution. What's going on here? That is empowerment to wake up to your own true identity and who you are, how powerful you are. That's what we wish to do here. That's why we go with the crazy news and crazy topics and space stations on Mars and ET abductions and underground MyLabs and all this crazy stuff, is because, hey, there's actually some truth to it. Is all of it true that we talk about on the radio? Who the heck knows? I don't know. I haven't experienced everything. But we do the best we can to bring you truth and interpret the best way we understand it, so that you get inquisitive enough yourself to go research it yourself and learn what information you can. That's it. We just want you to go do your diligence, learn it, and listen to the people that are in the forefront, that are really out there bringing this information to the masses. You know, a lot of people have lost their lives doing this stuff. Let's get real. You know, this is not some, pony show we're doing here for fun to try to make money. We're putting our lives on the line, our whole everything, our lives on the line. Art Bell just stopped broadcasting 2 weeks ago, and he's been on the radio forever. He's right behind George Norrie, one of the top radio shows in the world, because he was being threatened, him and his family. And he said that it's not worth it, and he retired. That was it. Check out. So people have to understand what we're bringing here is some real world-changing stuff. Bottom line, you know, we're not bringing some fluff and some games. We're bringing some real stuff to the airwaves, to the streets, to the media, that people are waking up by the droves, and they really are, Neil. People are waking up. I'm sure you've seen that in the last year. Friends of yours, even family members, now starting to ask questions and what's this, and it's amazing. I've seen it myself, my own family and friends. So. But things are moving forward. It's all good in the hood, as they say. It's all good. And, the hood is waking up. It's coming together. I call America the hood, because that's basically what it's turned into, is a big, complex of people that are dependent upon the system, and that's what they want. Welfare, food stamps. There's over 100 million Americans right now on that. More than a third of our country is dependent upon the government, and that's not good. We need people to be self-reliant, self-sustainable, and sustain their family and themselves. And we can do that, and we have ways to do that. We're here to be of service, so contact us, help us. Our personal information is out there, just like the rest of us, our whole team. It's like you go to our website, and there's our phone number. You don't find that with Harvard and Yale. You try to contact people, it's like, good luck. I've tried over the years myself with the show. So we're the people in the front lines. We're here to be of service, and it's what we love to do. It's our passion. So you ain't going to stop us. We're just going to go all the way to the end, till the wheels come off the track, and bring in light and love the best that we can. And that's it. When we're going into the New Year's, what are some pointers people can do? Because I know a lot of people going into New Year's, and they'll have all these, I want to do this, I want to eat healthy, I want to do this. What are some things that you could recommend to people going to New Year's to start a New Year's resolution off right, maybe like meditation, or what are some pointers you would give the listeners out there of some things that help them move into this new energy of 2016?
Yes. So I always say, don't make a resolution, because a resolution says that something's wrong. So it's an intention. Make an intention for yourself, rather than owning. Don't take responsibility for being lacking something. Take responsibility for doing something great for yourself in the future. So I would say the intention to be made for this. It's difficult to say go work out, because people do that and they work out for a week and they don't do it. Like eat well or anything like that. Something simple that can really help people out and they can just do without having to try to implement it too much, is spend 5 to 10 minutes with yourself every day. Doesn't matter what you're doing, but allot that time. If you wake up in the morning and you're just chilling there in bed, use that time intentionally, that 5 minutes right there, to just contemplate your existence. Just chill. Take some time to be in the void. So moving forward, I think the more time that we can all spend with ourselves, the more time that we can be alone in ourselves with our own thought process, the better it will be for all of us to be able to interact with each other without reacting, without projecting, without being heard, without coming from the lower vibration. So my advice is spend some time with yourself. If it's 5 minutes, if it's 10 minutes, if you can't do it every day, maybe 30 minutes every single week. Just have that one time where you create that routine for you to be with yourself and to really be in your own energy.
Excellent. Absolutely. I have to agree with that. Don't make a New Year's resolution that admits that there is a problem. I like that. That's such a key piece of advice there. To co-creating your future is all the experience that has happened is the way it's supposed to be. Don't beat yourself up about it. Don't get hung up on it. just keep pushing forward. Keep creating a beautiful, existence, and hold that intention. They want us to be in fear. They want us to be scared and held down. And that's just not going to happen, because despite all the stuff they're doing to us, Neil, chemtrails, GMOs, fluoride in the water, you name it, they ain't stopping us. They're not going to hold us all down. It's impossible. We're going to make change. That's what we're doing. Period. They can't kill us all. They can try, but they're not getting us all down. And they can spray all the crap they want and poison the food all they want. Our bodies are miraculous, amazing, light bodies that can counteract every type of thing they think they can get us with. Seriously. And you know that. The mind and our soul and our intention is way stronger than anything these silly humans can create on this wonderful planet. I say silly, just joking, but the humans think they can create some poisons and this and that. Well, guess what? Our humans are superhumans. We're all that. We all have just amazing genetic codes. That's the junk DNA that science now knows is ET, meaning not of this world. There's lots of cool things happening inside all of us that we just are waiting to explore. So that's how I see the future of coming in disclosures. Information just going everywhere and people waking up, and I think that's the road we're on. So awesome. Thank you so much, Neil, and give out your website information again, please.
Yes, and real quick, I just want to share one more thing.
Sure.
Okay. So what I'm going to start doing now is True world history is blowing my mind, man. And not only that, the mainstream science is now proving the esoteric wisdom and the channel information about life. So we didn't get into it today, but
bust down the microphone, study with the sages, dust down the microphone, channeling the greatest, speak through the mouthpiece, little red bone fire.
Yeah, we're out of time right now. It's going to cut off.
Armors on my chest plate, meet you with the battle ones, blaring at the west gate. No time for dead weight.
My next new series.
Visualize an infinite hologram of unconditional love above your head. This is a holographic sphere with the flower of life pattern infinitely expanding inwardly to infinity.
The all-new Sacred Geometry Shop has arrived, featuring 8 of the world's most renowned sacred geometry and visionary artists. The mission of SGS is to embed sacred geometry art, frequencies, and equations into all conventional products in order to raise the vibration and help heal one's own individual life. Products include art, canvas prints, skateboards, Galaxy and iPhone cases, clothing, hats, jewelry, home decor, yoga mats, and a new sacred geometry skincare line. Enter the word STARSEED for an additional 25% discount. Log on today to sacredgeometryshop.com and feel the vibration.
The Coral Bay Domain is an exclusive community for people with an environmental consciousness and self-sustaining spirit. It will be the Caribbean's first totally green and off-the-grid residential development. This development showcases doing more with less and energy freedom. The community is located in Coral Bay on the island of St. John in the Virgin Islands. It will consist of 16 residential units in 8 duplexes. Each unit is a geodesic dome with electricity supplied by a vertical wind generator for each unit and a shared solar array. Please visit www.domain-llc.com for more information.
Portal to Ascension is bringing forth groundbreaking information and awareness from the world's top visionaries, scientists, speakers, authors, doctors, and spiritual leaders that are assisting humanity in unlocking their true consciousness. We explore and pioneer cutting-edge information from globally renowned leaders on conscious topics through our integrated multimedia platform for online and live events. These events are designed to empower and increase awareness for all of humanity, so we may collectively shift into a paradigm based on unity, transparency, and truth. We explore explore a wide variety of consciousness relating to self-empowerment, sacred sound and vibration, UFO disclosure, ET awareness, true ancient history, quantum mechanics, metaphysics, conscious living, and spirituality. Our online platform is designed to assist you in expanding and awakening your consciousness. The Portal to Ascension website can take you front row seat live to the educators, teachers, and wisdom keepers themselves. Log on now to www.portaltoascension.com.
Enemy Within Radio with Tom Barnes. Saturday on Truth Frequency Radio.
Hello, citizens of America. We are anonymous, and we have been observing as your country's leaders have lied to you and placed your freedom and your constitutional rights into jeopardy. We are very disappointed about this, and we have decided to take steps against what you are facing. The world is watching America. We are also watching. We are anonymous. We are legion. We do not forgive. We do not forget. Expect.
All right, welcome back to the show. You're listening to Starseed Radio. Thank you, Neil, again for coming on. portaltoascension.org. Check it out. You're listening to Starseed Radio. We're now going to jump to our next guest, who is also a favorite of the show, moving into this new year of 2016. What a year it's been, 2015. We have special guest Jedi on the airwaves from the West Coast of beautiful California. Good morning, Jedi. Thanks for joining us.
Aho, brother. Blessed be. You know, what I'm bringing to fore this morning, as I sit here in this beautiful jacuzzi with the sprinkles coming down on this large oak tree in front of me, is this idea of how beautiful this planet is, and how oftentimes we can be so absorbed in what is not right or what needs to be fixed. I woke up this morning and a friend of mine was at the door, needed to pick something up, and I walked through the living room, and the cat wasn't feeling well, and, you know, left his meal from last night there on the floor. So as I went through it in my slippers, and then had to go back to my room and had to take the slippers off, and then I got on my socks. And there was that brief moment where the entire house was what I had to pick up and clean up. And then I look over at my snake's cage. My snake just shed its skin. And I was like, okay, and now I have to do that. And then I walked past the turtle cage, and the turtle needs food and water. And so in that little minute or two, my entire mind was absorbed with finding the keys to my car, cleaning this mess up that happened, and how I did not want to wake up to this. But as I just, humbly got down, cleaned it up, and wiped everything down and wiped off my shoe, and I went to go pet the kitty to make sure that, Mr. Pepper was good, and I pulled the snake skin out, and I put water and some lettuce inside of the turtle cage. I realized that, my imagination is what I lost hold of in that moment. I was so absorbed with what was in front of me that reality became more powerful than my imagination. And my imagination could have affected my entire day had I not taken that moment and actually just breathed. actually went into the bathroom and just sat on the toilet. I didn't even have to use it. I just sat there. And I just closed the door and I just breathed. And I got a hold of my imagination. That's when I dilated my inner star being self, and I went back, and this variance of color that was happening in my home, I could deal with successfully. So I just want to put that out there to the Star Being Nation. In 2016, that equals 9. This is a time of rebirth, and the rebirth starts in the blackness of our eyes, in the middle of our eyes, that portal that leads us to something so far grander than even what's on this planet. It leads us out past the solar system into a universe, a university, a place where we speak one verse. This is where we can tap into and bring down to humanity, especially in 2016, a time when there's so much war, you know, so much war, so many people pushing at each other. Now we've gotten this little tit for tat with Russia, and we've got, you know, challenges and difficulties with a variety of different nations, and there's entities on this planet that are actively promoting fascism, which are basically saying, if you don't think and believe like us, then we will kill and slaughter you. And they are saying 5 to 7 prayers a day for the destruction and the end of life for all those who do not follow their fundamentalist ideology. You know, it calls upon us to look at aspects in our life where we're feeling very fascist and very, very fundamental, and we are being very rigid, you know, and are not going with the flow. Because the only way the star being ancestors and elders will show up for the masses of humanity is if we actively come together. If we're hitting each other with Tonka toys and yelling and screaming at each other, then guess what? We're going to always eat at the kiddie table in this cosmos. Simple as that.
That's
if we
right.
want to get invited to the
That's
adult
right.
table, you know, if we want to get invited to the adult table, man, it's time to
You're
use our
absolutely
imagination.
right. Imagination is the key, and what you said, it's co-creating and creating this amazing reality using your imagination. Even science shows that now. It's the most important, most powerful thing we all have is our imagination. So,
You know what's interesting? That word imagination, look at it and break it down. I, then it has image, and then it also has jinn, and it has nation. So Ima is mother in Aramaic, one of the most oldest tongues and dialects. You know, thank God for Brian Flores and his angelic language of light for pointing that out on his website. So Ima is mother. Jinn is a spirit that's neither good nor evil, but it mirrors the deepest recesses of your mind. And you find that word jinn in genetics, you find it in generation, you find it in genocide. You know, you find it in Genesis. You have this awareness of a mother, a sacred spirit, and then nation. What is a nation? A nation is a large group of people on a continent or a body of land. And so nation, imagination, Ima, mother, Jinn, spirit, fire spirit, nation, large group. Our imagination, each cell in our body has its own little brain and its own little aspect of imagination. And collectively, so much more powerful than just our one brain. You know, so harnessing the imagination of every cell, every parasite that's in the microscopic forest that's crawling on our body, you know, through the forested trees that's the hair on our forearms. All of these entities and these beings that interact with our human body and our psyche. Can we harness that I am, that egoic self? And can we have a dance with that infinite blackness? That infinite blackness. That's the infinite blackness of the divine cosmos. And I hope and pray, and I'm confident that we're going to make it. You know, like Daniel Marley said, I know we're going to make it. It's not too late. Humankind is going to make it. Mankind is going to make it. Womankind is going to make it. The four-legged is going to make it. The winged creature's going to make it.
oh my gosh, that's right, we're gonna make it no matter what. I was just saying that with Neil before this segment. No matter what they do, they could spray all they want, poisonous GMOs, fluoride, it don't matter. We are light bodies, we're light beings, it's all good. Let them do what they want.
You know, like Bob said we're rebels, man. Think about that song, man. I'm a rebel, so rebel. I'm a capturer, soul adventurer. I went and saw that movie Point Break, man. And, it had some holes inside the story, but just the principle of the movie and what it represented. So powerful, man. So powerful.
Was it as good as the first movie?
The cinematography and the special effects and the stunts, I mean, definitely. There was aspects and levels of the first story which drew you into the characters and to the actual individuals playing out the roles with more heart. But, it was very inspirational for me. I happened to spend Christmas Eve with a dear relative of mine that's dealing with a lot of pain and a lot of hurt and holding on to a lot of emotion. And I just took off on Christmas Day, and I said, I need to go see a movie. I need to get away. And it took me away. And it took me to this idea that there are so many beautiful, pristine places on this planet. And if we can get out there while we have the ability to see this planet and to just really bless it and love it up, it opens our perspective to a whole new awareness of just how blessed we are. Really how blessed we are.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Now, Jedi, what are some recommendations you can give to listeners out there? I asked Neil the same question. What are some things people could do going into the new year to really set the tone, set their intention? We're going into 2016, big year. We got elections coming up. We got China just sent troops to Syria. We got a buildup out there. Who knows what's going to pop off? I mean, big things could happen. What are some ways? Meditation, yoga. What are some practices? What are some recommendations you can give to the listeners out there to have a nice, easy transition and start the year off nice and strong, balanced, and grounded?
Man, eat right, man. Live good. Eat right. If you can pick the day that you're born on. I'm born on a Thursday. That was my first breath. Make that your birthday every week. Do something sacred. Create a ritual that taps you in to your inner self, that reminds you of the first time you took your breath, and allow your thought process on that day, just that day. Whatever else you're going to do the rest of the week, that's just whatever. But that one day, allow that to be the day that you bless yourself up, that you bless up the entire planet, and that you view life as a great grandfather spirit. What's the difference between an uncle? What's the difference between a father? What's the difference between a grandfather? Now, what's the dynamic of a great grandfather? Can you tap into that spirit? Can you tap into that ancient primordial soul at least once a week? Find the day that you're born. I really am promoting this idea that the original separation or designation of humanity was the 7 days of the week. And you look in the Orishas, that's what you'll find. I was born the day before Kofi. I was born on Yao, and my day is Thursday, and my color is orange. So I connect with orange on Thursday. I bless up my digestive system, and that happens to be the day that rules over all Leos and Aquarius. And there's twice as many Leos on the planet than any other sign. That's probably why it's so fucking hot and intense right now. So blessing yourself, finding a ritual that you do just simply on the first day you took your first breath. Reconnecting with the divine self, reconnecting with your father. You swim out of your father into your mother. So envision that, connect to that month of conception. I was conceived in the month of Taurus and then born in Pisces. So on Thursdays, my connection with Taurus, with Hathor energy, the images that I have on my screensaver, the images that I put on my Pinterest, the images that I put on my laptop are connected on Thursday. On Thor's day, Thor being the son of Hathor, those images connect me to an ancient root that designated me to take my first breath on Thursday. And start to be aware of the people in your life that are connected to Thursday, or connected to the Monday if you're born on Monday, or connected to Tuesday if you're born on Tuesday. It's time for the common man to take back esoteric wisdom. I'm praying that Raziel, the archangel of esoteric wisdom and sacred knowledge, begin to reveal himself in everyone's life. This is the angel that we need for this age. Time to take back the magic, time to take back the sigils, time to take back the meditations, the yogic postures. I'm teaching Ophanim. This is the angel of movement and form. And these 22 Aramaic letters, Hebrew letters, have 22 positions. Actually, with the special letters, another 5 positions. But this is my personal way of using my body as a cosmic prayer channel and as a beacon and as a satellite, as an antenna. I just encourage everyone out there, figure out what day you're born, what day you took your first breath, and just tap into something special and sacred and become a prayer warrior. Manifest your soul rebel nature. Be an adventurer. Be a capturer of experiences that warm and radiate you, so that you warm and radiate the block you live on, the house you live in, the neighborhood you live in, the community that you live in. Take a walk around your block. Why always use the car? I take a walk around my block every day and every night. There are flowers that flirt with me throughout the gardens here in Sebastopol. Take a walk through your block. Take a walk through your block on the day that you're born.
Aho, brother. I could give nothing else but similar recommendations, is to take time to yourself, meditate, take things slower. That's something I've been working on, and many of my guides and teachers have been telling me this last year, is allow the abundance in. Stop pushing. You push too much. You push too hard. And I do. I love it. I'm here to speak truth, and I'm not stopping. So that's something I'm working on, is to allow it to come in and watch it unfold, and I think that's a piece for everyone, is to take some time, allow it, walk on the grass, take your shoes off, go in nature, do some things like that will really help ground your being and help yourself focus on the oneness within. Very important. And also, Jedi Mug, if you would, let's talk a little bit, if you can, to listeners about the Shakta Yoskoki Masagi Nation, the CYMN Nation, that is now really doing some amazing things in 2016 and have done some amazing things in 2015. Chief Rashid briefed us 2 weeks ago. We had an amazing meeting with all the tribal brothers, and the CYMN Nation is going to be doing some amazing things in 2016. So maybe share a little bit about the tribe, a little background, and let the listeners know what's going on in 2016.
Well, what we were able to do last week in Los Angeles was hand out toys at the Chic Compton Community Center right there on Arlington and Long Beach Boulevard. And we made gluten-free pancakes and smoothies. My dear cousin and brother in tribe, John Nash of Natural Leaders Foundation. We went into Compton with such a beautiful spirit, helping to awaken an indigenous tribal awareness with food, with music, with play, with healthy eating. And if anyone is interested in really knowing the truth about the original people of the Americas, I encourage them to look on YouTube, Google the G people, XI people, the ancient Olmec, the ancient Mexico. So ancient Mexico, the G people, the XI people. G is spelled XI. And within that hour and a half or so documentary, you will find where the roots of the Choctaw, Muskogee, Yamasee Nation are held, where our awarenesses are for a deeper indigenous root than simply those who have claimed to come over the Bering Strait. There were millions of Africans here before Columbus even set here on this planet, on this side of the planet. And this awareness that every nation has a root connected to the Yamasee, connected to the Muskogee, and connected to these ancient star warriors, the Olmec, the G people. And it is now time for us to awaken and claim that lineage. And for those of us who can look into our genetics And those of us who have an awareness of the blackness within our eyes, as I spoke about, we are coming together. And we are coming together in a way that's transforming this idea of the rainbow nation, the cosmic galactic nation of many colors. You know, Joseph had a coat of many colors. And Joseph was the first Messiah. If you think about that story in the Bible of Joseph, only one person died. That was the bread maker. Who's the bread maker in this time period? You know, isn't it the Federal Reserve and the World Bank? So that my point is that the coming together of the coat of many colors, the coat of many nations, that's what's happening. Chief Rashid is bringing that awareness in such a beautiful way. My cousin, clan mother Rochelle, I encourage folks to look up the G people. I encourage folks to look up the MorningstarFoundation.org. That's what the clan mothers of the CMYN are connected to. We were just recently represented in the United Nations and over in France and had some really, really beautiful ceremonies and awarenesses for indigenous people, regardless of the hue of your skin, regardless of the color of your eye, regardless of the genetics that you think are there on the surface level. There's a deeper and more cosmic awareness. And either you resonate with it or you don't. Who knows it, feels it, like Bob said. And so we are welcoming those who not only want to make a difference, but have a desire to be with like-minded souls and to bring back these indigenous ways so that we reboot the system, so to speak. So the G people is where I would start to get the wealth of information of the original indigenous people of this planet. And if those facts and those historical and archaeological pictures resonate with you, then by all means, come on board. You know, I had the privilege 8 times in my life to be taken to Veracruz, there to the pyramids and to visit the Olmec heads. And, you know, my parents would go down there every summer for about 8 years straight. And my dad, even though it was under the whole idea of us being part of the church at that time, I had this awareness of this ancient, cosmic, underwater, Lemurian, galactic headquarters of sorts there in Veracruz, in the Gulf of Mexico, and again in Costa Rica off of Isla del Caño in the Devil's Gulch, which is the deepest part of the Pacific Ocean. There are spirits and there are beings that are so much older than the tribal designations that we have. And by us tapping into these awarenesses and making them our own, we have the ability to bring together the galactic tribe. We have the ability to awaken the indigenous soul in everyone. And especially, I encourage you, if you have a lot of European blood, oh my God, connect with your indigenous roots. The Europeans were the first ones to have their indigenous roots raped and pillaged and taken away from them, and to have Christianity forced upon them. So I have no ill will toward Christianity or any other organized religion. I'm just going to tell you, go deeper, go deeper, go deeper into the roots. You know, go deeper into the ancestral beings that sat and ministered with Yeshua when he walked this planet. Become a brother of Christ rather than a worshiper of Christ. You know, and have this awareness that there are tribes and there are historical documents and there are historical facts that are coming to bear that are rebooting everything that we think we know. You know, 26,000 years ago, you know what happened, Brother Jonah? 26,000 years ago, Venus flipped upside down. Venus flipped upside down, and its ocean landed upon the atmosphere of Earth, and it washed away what in Genesis was called the upper ocean, the upper heaven and the lower heaven. There was a heaven made of water that was above us, and as aquatic beings, we would swim from that ocean above us down to this planet. And then 26,000 years ago, Venus, which is very similar to Earth, flipped it on its axis, and it dumped cosmic celestial beings onto our realm. In my awareness, this is many of the women and the females that walk upon this planet. They are here to uplift us. And if we can uplift the grandmothers and the sisters and the aunties and the daughters, and we can take a back seat and just allow them to to do the prayers and the meditations and hold space for these women. You know, chop the wood while they're doing the prayers. It's time for men to just really allow women to be at the forefront. You know, the clan mothers. It's the clan mothers and these grandmothers and these future grandmothers that are going to save this planet. Because as future grandfathers and uncles, we've done so much craziness. We vomited all over the living room like my cat did.
Sorry about the cat.
It's time for us men to step into our artistic, creative nature. You know, it's time for us men to really put women at the forefront. I'm going to give 2 videos to look up on YouTube. The first one is Ancient Mexico, the Xi people, and Xi is spelled X-I. And then the second one is Rama Frederick P. Linz. He has Women, Men, and Enlightenment. And it's a great discourse on the age that we live in, and where men and women are in the perspective of coming together in unison. You know, it's time for women to be focused on power, on wealth, you know, on assets that they can use to transform this planet. It's time for men to focus on art, on creativity, on music, and on support of the divine feminine. And it's not to worship the divine feminine, but it's to bring it to the fore so that it awakens and it creates a healing within this planet that the world has never seen. You know, if all the women came together on this planet and prayed on the full moon, do you know we probably flipped the moon on its axis?
I believe it. I believe it. Well, Star Brother, we're out of time, but thank you so much for bringing your awareness and everything else to the planet and to the world, and it's going to be some amazing times in 2016. I know it, I feel it, and we're doing nothing but doing the best we can to be aware. And thank you, Jedi Maul, for coming on. We should do that.
You're welcome. Hey, like Jedi Maul said, live the life you love. Love the life you live it right.
There you go. Star Brother Jedi Maul. Enjoy your New Year's. Happy New Year's to all. We'll talk to you in 2016.